Hello everyone, this is Korith Landwalker, and tonight we have another exciting episode of Star Trek Online. If you've been following along for the last few weeks, you'll know that I've been going through content that is off the beaten path. To wit, I've been doing the episodes that used to be in the episode arcs. They were the original feature episodes. We've done the Cold War, which brought us into conflict with the Breen in order to help the Teferi and locate the secrets of the Preservers. We've done the Spectres arc, and that one basically involved us dealing with a Davidian threat that took us back in time to the original series era, where we met a couple of notable individuals. The third feature episode arc is actually part of the main storyline still, and was in fact the Riemann arc for the Romulan conflict, so we didn't really have to do that again. And now we are doing the fourth and final one of those arcs, the Lost Dominion, where the fleet that got trapped in the wormhole during the big story arc where the Dominion was beating their invasion and getting ready to send their entire fleet through to attack DS9 and the Alpha Quadrant, only to be stuffed by the prophets of the Bajorans, who more or less trapped them there, except now they let them go. They have taken over DS9, and it is up to us to find a way to convince them to go away. With that in mind, now I'm noticing a problem here because I don't have sound here. No, I'm still not getting any sound. We are going to do a brief restart. Yeah, that's not actually true, but this feels wrong to be playing without sound. So I'm going to reboot the system here. Go back to the stream. And there's our sound. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. Alright, now that we've had that minor hiccup dealt with, let's take a look at the... No, we're not doing surface tension. That is not on the list of things to do. But we are getting closer. Instead, we are going to go to the Available Mission tab. You'll see that we have a mission replay for the Lost Dominion. It was originally called the 2800, which is why you have the Lost Dominion colon 2800. Because that was the number of ships that were going to be coming through the wormhole to attack the Alpha Quadrant during the opening round of the Dominion War. Oops. So instead, we are going to scroll it down until we can find Commander Misi Atibi. I have no idea how that's pronounced. I'm screwing that up, I'm sure. With Operation
Karukan's
Gamma.
ships are guarding the wormhole, so access is limited.
And I see that once again we're dealing with
the
the
or fighter might
second...
be able to slip through the blockade. So leave your starship here at Bajor.
It feels like we've skipped
Commander
a few lines
Samuel Winters
here.
is here, and he's one of the best shuttle pilots I know. I recommend you bring him along. The war is over, but Loris and Karukan won't believe it unless they hear it from someone they trust.
The short version is we're going into the Gamma Quadrant. We're going to look out for someone from the Dominion, and with any luck, somebody will say, "Oh, sure, we'll give you a hand." Of course, those who remember the Dominion War might think that maybe things are not going to go as smoothly as it sounds. Shocking, I know. Rewards. Standard XP, expertise, and dilithium. As usual, the experience points aren't going to be anywhere near getting us a specialization point. That's okay. That's not the point. We have here a number of interesting, very interesting rewards here. We have infinity level Polaron beam array. Now, infinity level means that you can use it at all levels of your ranking. So it'll effectively operate as a, well, I'm guessing Mark 11 array here since I'm at max level now. Or I can grab part of the spaceship set, the Jem'Hadar Combat Impulse Engines. Or I grab the Jem'Hadar Deflector Dish. The astute will have noticed that both of these are part of the same set. In other words, if you wanted to get the Jem'Hadar space set, you would have to do this mission twice. I'm not sure which of these I'll pick up. They're all useful in their way. Oh, the deflector dish. We'll have to see what the ship is like here. We'll have to figure out what I've got and what will improve there. In any event, let's accept the mission and beam up back to my ship, the Tavellum. It's going to be very temporary, however, because we need to swap to a small ship. Once upon a time, you would have to go to a starbase to do this. Although it occurs to me I could have done it at half in there because there's a ship selector there. Oops. Later on, they gave you the ability to do it in space by visiting your starship interior and going to the transporter room. Although I'm not entirely sure where it is for this class of vessel, for a Romulan ship. But then they made it even easier yet by putting it down here on the Switch Starship button. And we will go to the Anahari because that is our commander's gig. And that's where all my stuff is. To refresh the memory, we are armed with an infinity level plasma beam standard array. So you can see for the Polaron reward, it's just a question of, do I want to use plasma or do I want to use Polaron? Ooh, choices. As well as a standard plasma torpedo launcher. Size small, so it's probably, I believe it ranks up. Do I have a better torpedo launcher just lying around? I do not. In fact, from the looks of things, at some point soon, I'm going to need to go cleaning here for reasons. I do have a couple of engineering consoles that might be worth putting in. Do any of these have anything about Polaron? No. If I had a Polaron defense, it would certainly be an easy choice because, well, you know, this console here, I'm going to prep for the future. I'm going to assume that there's an excellent chance that I'll decide to grab the Polaron weapon, because that will allow me to I don't know. I'm going to replace the 360-degree weapon with the Polaron weapon here and get some benefit out of that tactical console. I think we are probably going to pick up that small turret. Science consoles, this is pretty old for a science console. Let me compare my engines here. The standard engine here is now better than the one that's in here. Again, it's a small one, it's a shuttle based one, so it's kind of infinity level. I do not have a better singularity core. That bugs me a bit. Can I grab one from a ship that is... Yes, I can. Let's take advantage of some... Ooh. I can grab the Singularity Warp Core standard issue on the old Adjacent. That should... Yeah. Warp factor 12.34. Considering that the warp factor scale is like up to 10, yeah, these go to 12. I'm rationalizing it by thinking that they recalibrated the whole warp thing back in the day. These are clearly better shields. Just for giggles, we'll add the couple of these batteries on here, free up some space. Engineering console, I can go with one of these energy dampening signature ones. But they tend to be mostly, okay, I have a choice between resisting phaser and disruptor damage and 2.3 defense, or I can go with 2.5 defense and more auxiliary power. I think we have a winner. Finally, we have a science console, but sadly, I have no science console to spare. What the heck is Imperia? Oh, well, Imperia's what the heck is Imperia? Wing torpedoes. You know, it's been so long since I've done some stuff, I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at here. Imperia. Imperia. Oh, right. Somewhere along the line I grabbed this Bajoran Interceptor. I did grab this Bajoran Interceptor, didn't I? I'll have to keep that in mind, because, you know, I might decide to swap out the development of this ship at the end of this, because I've never really flown this, and I've had it for a long time, because it was a reward for a holiday event or some event. I can't remember the details. Might have been during the DS9 arc that is way, way, way down the line for this character. But this feels like it would be a good time to introduce that at the end of this arc. I'm going to have to try to remember this. My success rate on remembering these kind of things is pretty low. Alright, I think we're about as equipped as I'm going to get. I'm not going to yank that Imperia thing out here because it feels wrong. Time to leave the Bajor system and head towards the Bajoran wormhole. Actually, I tell a lie. There is one more thing that needs to be done. It's Administrivia time. I have reputation. And look at all the reputation stuff I've got here. I can collect the reward for this. That just advanced me, oh, so close. Oh, close enough. I didn't think I was going to reach the tier 4. So now we have reached tier 4 reputation for the Romulans. This gives me a couple of new possible traits. Emergency shielding, sensor targeting assault, weapons offline to target. Oh, you know what? Some of these sound pretty cool. It also opens up plasma space weapons, something that may or may not be useful in the near future. It opens up also a couple of extra projects that I'm not going to get involved with for now. At this point, we're staying put on new Romulus. We're at tier 4. We've done a pretty decent job, and I only have 23 marks, so it's not like I can advance to 5 any day in the near future. Dyson Command. Pick that up, but it is not going to get me anywhere near where I need to be. But we will grab another Oh, I take it back. It does put me where I want to, near what I want to be. So now I'm going to get access to even more traits. It's also going to open up a new mission log that I have to get to. I've got a couple of those to deal with when I get back to the Dyson Sphere stuff. I still have 73 marks, so we'll try to burn the rest of them off. What this gave me access to is active armor hardening, which helps my damage resistance rating as my health goes down, and increased weapon penetration as the target's health goes down. Finally, we're going to grab the rewards from the counter command. It doesn't actually do anything because it only gets me halfway up here. I have no more marks to apply to it, so that's as far as that's going for now. So let's look at my traits again. For my ground reputation, we got those new ones for, here we go. Oh. Okay, well, you know what, I want to keep those the way they are. I do want a monkey here, though. I'm going to get rid of the... What am I going to get rid of? The shield hit points. Painful as that seems, but my ships are not exactly designed for large hit points there. And we're going to hit the sensors weapons offline to target on critical hit. And I'm going to remove the damage resistance to do the shield heal when I'm critically hit. I think both of those will come in handy. Alright. That takes care of the administrative details. It's time to go to Deep Space Nine. More importantly, to the Bajoran wormhole. It's time for Operation Gamma. Of course, there is one tiny obstacle in our way. An occupied DS9 that is unfriendly to us. Hopefully, we have a cunning plan that will allow us to penetrate their defenses, get through the wormhole without having, 2,800 Dominion ships and my tiny, tiny shuttlecraft. Suddenly I'm hating these odds. Oh, and worse yet, there's a shiny over there. Captain, the only way we can enter the wormhole without setting off DS9's defenses is to disable the station's sensor clusters. If we do that, we'll blind ops. If someone's looking out a window, they'll see the wormhole open. I think there's a pretty high chance of that. But we'll be long gone before they have a chance to scramble ships to stop us. But to disable the station's sensor clusters, first we have to find a way around the Jem'Hadar ships patrolling near them. Captain Kurland is ready to use the fleet as a diversion. On our signal, they'll move in and engage the Jem'Hadar ships. That will give us a chance to get to DS9, disable the sensor clusters, and escape through the wormhole. The fleet is ready to move in on your signal, sir. Note here in very bright letters, do not engage the Jem'Hadar fleet. And there we are. Lots of Federation ships. Now, personally, I'd prefer Romulan vessels, but Okay, we can now close in while they're occupied. Well, while they're occupied, I know I'm endangering the mission. I can't stop myself. I must harvest. One of these days, I'm going to have to actually do something that makes use of that stuff. Let's see. Okay, Sensor Cluster Alpha. Let's see what the Sensor Cluster analysis is. Captain, we need to disable the sensor clusters in a specific order. Look for the Alpha Cluster first, then Beta, and so on. Loris will order fighters and work bees to respond as soon as we disable the first sensor cluster. They'll try to repair the sensor clusters, and if they succeed, we'll have to restart the process. I suggest we target and destroy the work bees before that can happen. So, let's rock. Is it okay, we disable. We don't shoot this thing. We just have to disable it. Okay, they know we're there. And there's the fighters. Oh, and there's a work bee. Work bee is our priority. That work bee is a lot tougher than I thought he was. Criminy. What's this guy been eating? Alright, that's one guy down. Let's take care of these fighters before they do something memorable to us. Oh wait, Magnesite work. No! I must harvest that! You know, I was really hoping that those critical hit shield heal things would actually be doing something here, but I'm being woefully disappointed. Okay, one more fighter. You know, they're hurting me a lot more than I'm hurting them. I'm gonna put my shields on max power here. So hopefully they will regenerate a tiny bit faster. You know, it occurs to me I also have the quantum singularity toys. You know, I am very disappointed in the weapon systems on this commander's gig. While I'm fighting here. Miraculous repairs. I have a feeling I'm probably going to do that more often than not, especially if my fights for each and every single fighter goes like this. Oh, good. Now, where's the next cluster? Cluster 2, look for work bees. None? Okay. I'll take it. Gamma. Delta. Oops. Yeah, that work bee has to go first, because I do not want to have to do all this again. Oh, there's another work bee. Come on, he's almost halfway done. I can't afford to let him get away with this. Come on, I can do 10% more. There we go. That takes care of the work bees. Now, the really annoying fighters. Yeah, I'm not going to try hitting Delta yet. Not while I'm under fire. Hopefully they'll do some job on some of their shield power, cut down their maneuverability, and, you know, maybe even let me hit them. It is a rough fight dealing with fighters. They're fast, they're maneuverable, and And they're having a lot more luck hitting me than I am hitting them, which is really offensive. On the bright side, the enemy fleet still has not detected me. Ah, there's the door. Yes, I have not forgotten it. Don't tell me about my forward shields failing. I want to hear about his shields failing. Well, good news is, most of his shields are such a mess right now that he could not be long for this world. And he is gone. Let's get that magnesite ore while I'm looking at it. Yes, people are fighting and dying on those starship actions out there, and yet I cannot stop myself from scanning and disabling sensor arrays. Okay, here we go again. More of these guys trying to disable. I'm thrilled for that, really. I'm glad to hear that his shields are disabled. The problem is that he's still repairing, and it's taking far too long to put him down. Oh, come on! You're telling me that torpedo didn't put him out? I'm gonna have to start all over. Okay, gotta put on weapon power here. No choice. Oh, crit. I needed that. Oh, yes! Okay, we can go back to shields now, I hope. No, nuts. I missed a guy. Got him. I hope I got him. Nobody's shooting at me. Ah, nuts, I didn't get him. Disable Alpha. Ah! Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Just couldn't put him down fast enough. And now we gotta do this whole fight all over again. In hindsight, maybe I should have brought my tactical officer on the bridge officer crew here. Because being able to fire multiple torpedoes would probably be the help here. Yay, Alpha Quadrant Commander. I must have blown up plenty of Gemidar. Alright, here we go again. Beta. Gamma. Alright, we're just gonna come to a stop and just forward fire on this guy and just take the hits. because I need to be able to start torpedoes as they get free. Yes, I know I'm at 75%. That can't be helped. I need to focus fire on their shield facings. I need to blow up. There we go. Go back to primary on shields because I do need the shield heals. I do need to be in better shape. It's nice when I can get a crit working. Seriously?
Hull integrity below 50%.
Christ. I'm holding off on doing Delta until I can repair a bit more of my ship here. Ramming speed. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be needing that. We're going to put that over here so I don't accidentally press that button at some point. Ugh, that was pathetic hull heal. And there's a freaking dreadnought just sitting 12 kilometers away. That is going to make life complicated. Delta. Epsilon. Next work bees should be coming out now. And I am getting killed. Keep going. Alright, get around. Gotta focus on this guy now. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it as long as I don't explode. Okay. Back to shields, back to hitting these fighters. Did that guy just randomly blow up? Oh nuts, there's still another sensor node. But the fact that it says Zeta is a promising sign, because that implies that's the last of the grouping. That dreadnought is way too close. Will someone explain to me why our fleet couldn't distract that dreadnought? Come on, a little more, a little more. There we go. Let's keep a wide berth here because that dreadnought is still the scariest thing in... Man, for a minute there I thought someone else was firing at me. Get Zeta. We've been spotted. One of the Jem'Hadar ships is breaking away to investigate. We're jamming communications.
The Jem'Hadar ship is on an intercept course, sir. Shields and weapons are at full, Captain. Ready to engage.
Oh, great. Jem'Hadar attacked ship versus my commander gig. I hate this set of odds. Well, it must be done. It must be done. It is going to be one of those fights that are going to be ugly, though. And I want to at least get him further away from that dreadnought, because if that dreadnought gets involved, then this is going to end in a much unhappier note. Here we go. Let's hope that drains enough of his energy supplies to give me the permanent advantage. Or at least permanent enough for him to, you know, not unload on me. Yeah, that plan didn't work as well as I'd hoped. The good news is I'm using plasma, and the plasma is at least eating away at the hull every time I hit. So even though his shields... Oh, that was ugly. Even though his shields are in... Oh, did I just disable his weapons? No, I guess not. As long as the plasma keeps doing its job. And you know, suddenly I'm kind of sorry I'm using the Polaron weapons now. What does Polaron do? Reduce power levels. Well, that's interesting. That might explain some of the lucky hits I've gotten. Okay, almost there. His shielding is mostly laughing it off, but his hull is less happy. A little more, a little more. Got him. Great job! Communication coming in from the fleet. They're preparing to break off and warp to safety. We should enter the wormhole as soon as possible. I like the way you think.
Setting a course for the wormhole now. We'll be halfway to the Gamma Quadrant before the Jem'Hadar know what happened. Wow, that's some view. This is my first trip into the wormhole. Thanks for letting me tag along. Captain Curlin says there's a traitor in the Idrin system who knows how to contact the Dominion. She's probably our best chance for finding them quickly. But Curlin says FotR's help won't come cheap. We need to be ready to negotiate with her. When we're out of the
sounds
wormhole,
like a Ferengi.
We should start searching for FotR's vessel.
And boom! This was, back in the day, the first time that we were able to go to the Gamma Quadrant. Things are a lot different now, obviously. Our intel said that FotR's ship would be here, but there's nothing on scanners. But someone dropped a nav marker. Set a course and do a scan of nearby systems. No problem, I'll head right to the navigational marker. Oh wait, that's not the navigational marker? I'm sorry, it just looked exactly like one. I couldn't pass it up. I am so bad.
I'm picking up a ship on long-range sensors, Captain. The configuration matches FotR's ship, sir, but I'm detecting damage to several systems.
Now it amuses
There's
me
no response to a hail, sir, but
that this
the
Romulan ship
communications array might be damaged.
has a Starfleet
Setting a
interior.
course to the ship's coordinates now.
It's just funny the things you notice occasionally. FotR's ship is inside that large asteroid, but the entrance is shielded. We need to destroy the shield generator and then enter the asteroid. Sensors show this area is teeming. I'm pretty sure that's not the right spelling for what he's talking about. With a life form that I've never seen before. That may be why FotR sealed herself inside the asteroid. The Cosmozoans are hostile, and I think they could be dangerous to a ship of this size. Hell in a handbasket. That could be rough. However, they're not actively hunting. If we try to keep a safe distance, perhaps they won't bother us. Well, I'm only to dream a little dream. Step 1. Blow up that helpless, innocent shield generator. Okay, it's not really helpless, it's not really innocent, but don't care. We'll just sit here, firing away. Asking myself, why did I have to bring such a small ship? Kaboom! Well, we've turned the lights off. Let's go inside. It's actually a pretty neat situation here. Nice hollowed out asteroid in the middle of a main map. I like it. Wouldn't mind seeing more of this sort of thing. Now, we just have to find out where Ferric is hiding. Oh, I see something. There we are, the Kranich, and wouldn't you know it, it is a Ferengi ship.
I can hear profit in the wind, and the wind is blowing.
Here we go.
If you want it, I've got it.
You're Ferric, right?
That's me, the best trader with the biggest deals in the sector. I have Utterberry futures, cultural artifacts from 100 different worlds, alpha current nectar, disruptor rifles, and the best salvage this side of the galactic barrier. Or maybe you're interested in something else. Need a guide to the Gamma Quadrant?
Ding! Right there.
How about someone who can take you to the hidden markets? Or get you into the Dosi system unnoticed?
That could be a problem.
If you have the Latinum, I have what you need.
I might have Latinum.
Time is money.
So what's with your ship?
Oh, that? Nothing really. Nothing you need to be concerned
I
about.
probably should have opened
You
this up.
just can't make some customers happy. Time is money.
So why are you here?
Profit.
Oh, silly ass.
While it's easier for women to run their own businesses now on Ferenginar, there's still a lot of prejudice. And I'm not about to stay home naked chewing tube grubs. I was
like
a
that concept
dealer
there.
of assorted and sundry merchandise in the Bolian sector till there was a slight problem with my business partners. Through absolutely no fault of my own, my business license from the FCA was temporarily revoked.
Oh, good. An
Until I
unlicensed
can get
trader.
the paperwork straightened out, I decided to set up shop out here.
This can't possibly go well.
It's great out here. There's hardly any competition and deals to be made everywhere. The Wadi aren't any trouble once you learn the rules of that crazy game. The Dosi are too scared of the Karema to be a real challenge, and everyone else is either running from the Dominion or part of it. Time is
Funny
money.
you should mention the Dominion.
Well, now, that's an interesting question. I know where to find the Dominion, of course. I can even get you in touch with a Vorta who has a direct line to the founders. He's a close personal friend as well as a valued client. In fact, I always keep a case of Covenant Crunch on board just for him. However, the location of one of my best customers is not information I share for free. And no offense, friend, but you don't look like you can afford what I would charge.
Oh, I don't
Time
know
is
about
money.
that. What would you want?
I'll give it to you straight. Intel about the Dominion is hard to acquire, and therefore extremely valuable. You don't have a cargo hold big enough for all the latinum I'd want in exchange for the data.
That's
but
true. I
I'm
probably
willing
don't
to
have all that
consider
Latin.
an alternative method of payment. You see that planetoid over there? I have a limited amount of time to collect everything valuable from it that I can. And as you can see, my ship could use some repairs. While my crew and I work on fixing this baby up, I could use some help with the salvage. So, here's the deal. You get me something I can turn a profit with, and I'll tell you where you can find the Dominion.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, now there's a different objective depending on what your specialty is. Tactical has a different one, science has a different one, and this one is engineering. So we're going to scan ships to determine composition and salvage what we can of them. But we do have some sort of analysis hint stuff going on here, which is going to be entertaining. Alright, let's see. Volomite, use a resonance frequency, then geologic. Cormalane, we use geological analysis, then a micrographic analysis. And finally, Iridium, use a micrographic analysis followed by a particle beam. And it's a two-part process. If we don't do it right, something explodes. And if we do it in the wrong order, something explodes. And while it didn't say it explicitly, there's a timer too. So, you know, good times ahead. So step one, get out of here. And oh, look at all these swarmers. There are a lot of them. We do not want to antagonize them. So let's take ruthless advantage of the fact that we're Romulans and can have access to cloaking devices. Now there is one of the derelict ships. Kill the cloak, because I'm sure it'll go away soon anyway. Alright, scan the ship. Okay, Cormalane. That means geologic. And thank you, micrographic. I didn't need the extra bonus here. Okay, we've got one down. Although I do notice that we are not seeing that go away. So I'll just remember that north is already accounted for. Cloak and out. Don't want to antagonize horrible tiny things. Now somewhere in here, there we are, the next of our starships to scan down. Yeah, see, I uncloaked when I did that. Iridium, okay. That's micro, whatever it is. And particle beam. Successful. Next. Practically straight. I hate to say south because it's not really south. But looking on a map, it's south. So we're going that way. We'll call it Galactic South. I know it's not, but I need a convenient way of phrasing it. It's not like I can throw coordinates on there. Alright, we're looking at Iridium again, so it's micrographic. One of these days I'll see that long enough to actually talk about it. Micrographic. And we're doing a particle beam. One to go. Cloak. And turn around because I'm going the wrong way. Spatial anomaly, that's probably for the science folk. Oh, and there's our last ship. Scan it. It is Cormelane. That means geologic. And micromographic. Yep, this is Star Trek, all right. Psychobabble. We're receiving a hail from Farrick. She says she has what she needs, and we should get our tails back to her ship before she loses any more profit. Now you'll notice that if we were teamed, then they would have a chance to do their career objectives. So you could conceivably have all 3 specialties being dealt with at once. It's just an amusing aside. Alright. Let's click on the full impulse. And head up and around. And there is our entry. Be careful full impulse in here because close quarters, hard to see. Steering is rough.
You want it? I've got it.
No. If you want this, I've got it.
That's great. Nice doing business with you. I'll just verify the transport and then I'll contact my friend, the very important Vorta. I'm sure that he'll be able to help you with whatever you need. Quick! Cut the comm! Jump to warp! What do you mean we don't have warp drive yet? Get it going! Now! Wait, can they still hear me?
This is what is commonly referred to as a tactical error.
You know the funny thing about resonance pulses? They drive the swarmers crazy.
Great. This is gonna suck. Okay, step 1. Cloak. I would love to just, get out of here, but unfortunately the mission demands that I actually fight my way out. And I can't find the stinking way out, which is really... There we are. Of course, I went out the exact wrong way, so... Let's get back around to the other end. Because I have a sneaking feeling that they may be looking for... Well, okay, they may not be looking for specific swarmer groups. Ah, there really is a lot of them, isn't there? Okay, this is gonna suck. I have no idea how Cosmozoans are dropping stuff, but... Well, so far so good. They're not attacking me en masse yet. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. But the good news is I'm using a turret, which means I can keep firing behind me while they try to... Oh great, they can shoot at me. The day gets better and better. Suddenly I'm really glad that I never switched off my power to shields, because I'm gonna need them. One drops a lockbox. That's really hilarious. whole lot of these guys. I wonder if I can shoot. Will that blow any of them up? Nah. Okay, one group is down. Three groups are down. Well, boy, that went fast, didn't it? You know, that didn't go as horrible as I was expecting it to. I have a lock on her warp signature. Ferric's ship is still damaged and our maximum speed is warp 3. We should be able to catch up to her easily. Oh, you bet. She didn't lie about knowing how to find the Dominion. She's surrounded by Jemadar, but it doesn't look like they're on good terms. If they detected us, they're not making hostile moves. Recommend we approach and see if they want to talk. Well, I hope they're more friendly than the Alpha Jemadar we met ways back.
FotR's ship has life support and engines, sir, but that's about it. Shields are failing, and she only has limited weapons. The lead Jem'Hadar vessel is hailing us, sir. Putting it on screen now.
Ah, so the representatives of the Alpha Quadrant finally make their way to seek aid from the Dominion. We have been expecting you. According to our information, you're having a slight occupation problem on
This
Deep
used to be a
Space
different Vorta back in the day, but they got the voice actor for Wayne to reprise his role.
If you have come here in friendship, and as we all know, friends help one another, you can start by destroying this nuisance and her ship. She has intruded into the Gamma Quadrant without permission and is conducting unauthorized salvage operations in our space. The penalty for this is clear. By all rights, we should execute you as well. But I am willing to overlook your involvement this time. So, as the Ferengi would say, do we have a deal?
Well, this got interesting, didn't it?
We are still friends, right?
Let's think.
I'm in a bit of a spot here. Got any help for your old pal, Ferric?
By all rights, I should lock the weapons on the ship and blow you up right now. And under most circumstances, I would. Unfortunately, I have a couple representatives of Starfleet on board, they'd probably whine and complain the entire trip back if I blew you up, so...
Hey, friend. Look, I found the Dominion for you. You have to help me. They're crazy. Okay, I'll go back to the Alpha Quadrant. I'll refund their latinum. I'll even give them what's left in my cargo holds. Just don't let them kill me. And that resonance pulse. Funny, huh? I knew those little suckers couldn't really hurt you.
You're making me sorry about this.
If you let me go, I know Iran won't hunt me down
See,
again.
it was used to be
He's
Iran
got
who
too
did
many
this.
other problems to worry about a small-timer like me. Just, please, let me go.
That's another text and voice pass. I feel like they did that half-heartedly. They put Wayun in here, but they didn't bother looking at the rest of this. Get out. Of course, it occurs to me that
You come seeking my aid, and then refuse a simple request? This is not an auspicious start.
okay, so we have Iran's voice and Wayun's voice.
Nevertheless, you have something I want, and I have something you need. The only logical conclusion is cooperation.
This is
I
crazy.
will return to the Alpha Quadrant with you, and render whatever assistance I can. There is a price, though. For more than 30 years, Starfleet has held one of the founders as a prisoner of war. Imagine the hubris it takes to contain a god. The arrogance. When the Founder is returned to me, you will have the Dominion's complete cooperation. And my guarantee that Karukan and his fleet will not trouble Deep Space Nine again.
Well, this just got interesting. Okay, we're out of here. The same deal, incidentally, would have happened even if we blew up Fyric, so... Three, two, there we go. Congratulations on a successful mission. The Starfleet Intelligence is speaking to Wayun now. He's being quite cooperative for Avorta, and I'm confident that we will be able to come to an agreement that is best for everyone. We must have DS9 back. We would like to retake the station without additional bloodshed. Wayun may be our only hope of doing that. So before we go about figuring out what I'm going to do for rewards, we're going to swap back to Chevelin here. Because I want to do a quick compare of the other rewards on that list. The engines, not as good as the Solon, eh? Nope. How about the deflector dish? Well, you know, I'm torn. Ultimately, though, I think I'm going to refuse that one too, and the reason for that is it's doing hard-on control expertise, it's doing stealth detection, which doesn't really matter to me. Drain, I don't have any drain power. And perception, which again is cloaked ships. We're going to go with a Polaron array so that we can replace that turret with a beam array. And all is well, and all manner of things will be well. Alright, that brings us to our next mission. Facility 4028.
The Federation Council has authorized the release of the Founder from the detention facility where she is currently being held. I need someone the Founder will respect to complete the transfer. You're the best candidate for the task. I don't expect
How she's
any
going to
problems.
respect me is beyond
But
me,
I didn't expect Jem'Hadar from the past to crash the board conference either. So
Touche.
take my recommendations with a grain of salt. The important thing is the safety of Aaron and the Founder. We need their help if we want to end this standoff without more bloodshed.
Now see, that was an extra paragraph that needed to be in here, except he was talking about Iran again as opposed to Wayun. I'm beginning to understand why they moved this particular arc out of the main episode chain, because they really flubbed it on getting this to match up with the DS9 actors doing their thing. The usual trifecta of rewards, and a duty officer requisition, Dominion Cadre. That would be pretty neat. Also, we will get a Jem'Hadar tactical officer candidate. So we're going to have the potential for a new crew member who is a little bigger and tougher than Tovin. What are his space abilities again? Beam overload, high yield torpedoes, torpedo spread, mines. I'll think about it. What about the whole personal shield thing? I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with the face shields. We'll probably take the Jem'Hadar. So the next step is get to facility 4028. 4028. The problem is, facility 4028 isn't even in this quadrant. So, in order to prevent everyone from being horribly bored to death by the long distance journey, we'll transwarp it. I mean, I'm a big fan of the journey and all that, but honestly, it's rough. The Ayala system. Information redacted by order of Starfleet Intelligence. I think we're looking at Supermax here. So we will undergo as is often the case, the painfully slow loading process. And perhaps one day soon, it will actually move fast. Here we go. Once we're past 30, things start moving. We've arrived at the designated coordinates. I am detecting a large structure on the asteroid. We'll need to approach before we can hail them. That's fair. But first, I'm sure they won't mind if we harvest a bit of gas. Heaven help us if the survival of the Romulan Republic depends upon me being somewhere in time with a shiny figure over to the side. Oh, I see the Jem'Hadar have beaten us here. I hope they don't get any ideas. Alright, let's hail Facility 4028. Hello, Admiral Tallel. Your authorization to visit has just come through from Starfleet Command. We don't get many visitors here, so this is quite an occasion. However, we are detecting 2 ships in orbit. Why is there a Jem'Hadar vessel? We have a Vorta guest. Wayne is here to see the Founder. That is what the hell? Did you see that? This is most irregular, Admiral. Very well. I will permit you to beam down with one of your officers. The Vorta, however, will have to remain on his ship. Come speak to me, and if everything is in order, I will allow him to enter the facility. Okay, let's have a chat with Wayoon. I'm sure he'll be agreeable.
Founders are wise in all things. The Dominion has endured for over 2,000 years, and we will continue to do so.
I've made contact with Facility 4028.
Excellent. I'm ready to beam down immediately. The Founder has been trapped among solids for far too long, and the Great Link is diminished without her august presence. There's the matter of our transporter signal, however. The station is blocking it. Perhaps you can enlighten me here? I'm beginning to feel unwelcome.
Well, there's a good
I'm here
reason
to
for that.
reach a mutually beneficial solution.
Security concerns. Really? You and I both know that the Dominion could conquer this facility if we so desired. And yet here we are, observing the peace. I'm sure Starfleet has a number of clever defenses here. But as we've proven in the past, even your best defended locations are vulnerable to a squad of Jem'Hadar warriors.
Oh yeah, the humble
I'm
brag.
here to reach a mutually beneficial solution.
How about you just wait until I'm done talking to the man, we can get this worked out, okay?
Very well. I'll wait. You do understand that my patience is not an endless commodity, yes? When it is exhausted, I'm afraid we shall enter a more unpleasant stage of our relationship. Let us hope the situation is resolved before that occurs.
Wayoon, you wouldn't even know where to look if it hadn't been for us, so why don't you just sit down and shut up? Incidentally, this is an example of a mission that I feel needed to still be in the main story arc, because this is explaining how the Founder is back in the Gamma Quadrant during those later DS9 missions that I did with my Jemadar character months ago now. Wayne's not happy, but he's agreed to wait. We're ready to transport. Okay, who to take down? I want Tovin up here. I think that's just good sense. I want someone who's willing to shoot the guy if he starts being a problem. So we're going to take No. I want someone who's got medical talent. Because I can't help but feel that something will go wrong. Something always goes wrong in prison. It'll be a prison riot, or... No, it'll be a prison riot. I mean, let's face it. If there's a prison, there's going to be a prison riot. That's just tradition. The warden is waiting for us in Isolation Zone A. According to the information we received, if we follow the blue line, it should lead us right to him. Follow the blue line. Now, I'm going to confess that I really liked this map when they introduced it.
Antechamber A. Authorized visitors must report to the warden. Follow the blue line to Isolation Zone A.
And I would love to see them use this map again someday. I mean, clearly they're willing to reuse old maps. They did that for the Orion nightclub on Nimbus 3 very recently. I think this facility deserves a comeback.
Processing Zone A.
Okay, blue line hangs right here, so...
Authorized visitors must report to the warden.
And look, see how that comes down? That was so neat. That was, back in the day, that was a new sort of thing.
Granted. How may I assist you?
I am ISIS, the Inmate Security and Information System. Visitor Tellel, recognized. Visitor authorization, verified. Access level 2, authorized. Welcome to Facility 4028, Admiral. Yeah, I guess I'm an admiral. Please report to the warden before proceeding into the facility.
Follow the blue line to Isolation Zone
Lower
A.
the force field, and look. We are basically walking on a Star Wars light bridge here.
Isolation Zone A.
And there he is, the warden. Welcome. Is there anything I can do to assist you? Well, what can you tell me about the facility? Not many people know about this place, Admiral, and that is intentional. We are a Federation penal institution designed to house the most high-profile and most dangerous prisoners. Most are quite violent or disruptive, but a few are targets for attack that we need to keep here for their own safety. Because of the danger, this facility is almost completely staffed by photonic personnel. Ooh. That explains it. You're a hologram. There are only a handful of humanoids authorized to work here. 5 now that Counselor Fur has left us, and even they aren't present at the facility full time. So what should I call you? Is it just a warden? Heh, a bit disconcerting, isn't it? I understand that the EMH Mark I had the same problem, but in this instance, instead of the program's forgetting to give me a name, it was intentional. The thought was that I would be less approachable, and therefore our guests wouldn't consider me a target for manipulation. Or perhaps it was their little joke. You met Isis? I find it quite intriguing that our computer received a name.
Authorized visitors must
smelling here,
report to
guys.
the warden.
Sorry, I'm
Follow the
nitpicking.
blue line to Isolation
But I and the rest of
Zone
the
A.
photonic staff did not. Okay, well, let's cut to the chase here. I'm here to see the founder. Oh, really? That is quite unusual. I thought you were the Starfleet representative I requested to speak to inmate 53160. He's been waiting for quite some time. I'll need to verify your authorization to see the founder. That will take a few minutes. Until then, would you be willing to speak to inmate
Authorized visitors must
53160?
report to the warden.
He's in
Follow the
Isolation
blue
Ward
line
A.
to
You can get there from
Isolation
this
Zone A.
area. Okay. If it makes him happy, whoever he is.
Extending walkway.
Alright, I guess we're straight ahead here. Mainly because the other two have force field still up and this one does not. Is this the one I want?
Inmate 98639.
No. It seems they've got an Undine in jail here. I wonder if... No, probably not him. Undine, pending, protocols, must be accompanied by a rapid response team at all times. Oh, here we go. Infiltrator, impersonating Captain Tavix of the USS Cochrane. Removed from ship along with 3 other Undine on stardate 73967.3. Testing of isomorphic capabilities remains inconclusive. Remanded to Facility 4028 for detention and debriefing. Refer to Order 54937-Drake-6 for details. This has Franklin Drake's hand fingerprints all over it. We are sure not opening that door.
Inmate 53160.
Amar Singh, an augment. Life with possibility of parole. No access to computer terminals or technology allowed. A brilliant scientist who has dedicated himself to creating a perfect species through gene manipulation. 2 prior convictions for illegal experimentation and performing illegal genetic enhancements. Expert in multi-species augmentation. Now, the interesting thing about this is he was supposed to be a big deal in the game. There was talk of a special task force that was going to be put together around the Children of Khan. You might have caught the last name there. That's not a coincidence. Unfortunately, it never went anywhere, and I think the mission he was involved with back in the day has also gone away, so he really is a relic of another time. Let's open the door. He did want to talk to us. Finally, a real person. I've tried speaking to these holograms, but they do not age, they do not tire, they cannot be harmed, they cannot understand the vital importance of my work. I need to continue my research. I must have research materials, a lab, test subjects, access to a computer, and the files at Memory Alpha. It's all in my request. Give me these few things and I can change the galaxy. Why would they let you continue your research? Genetic manipulation is illegal. The genetic code holds no secrets from me. I can cure diseases, extend lifespans, make the perfect warriors. Admiral, Federation's at war. Many lives are lost every day. But what if I could make the people on your crew stronger and more resilient? What if your reaction time was increased tenfold, or your body could heal from almost any wound? I can create perfection! All I need is time and resources. I'll make a report to Starfleet Command. I can't promise anything. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Let's see if I close the door back up.
Inmate 53.
No, it looks like it's open or nothing. Yeah, to me, that's a serious design flaw. Warden! As is you ask, can I see the founder now? Of course. I've verified your authorization and granted permission for your Vorta friend to transport as well. However, he must remain outside isolation zones. I realize this is an unusual situation, but security protocols must be maintained. We're losing our most famous inmate. I suppose I should be a little sad, but it's not like she was very easy to get to know. She's very different from our other inmates. I don't suppose that she has much use for us. The founder is being held in Isolation Zone B. If you follow the red line at the facility, you'll pass through main holding and then another processing area. Beyond that is Isolation Zone B. Okay, well, looks like we'll have to catch up to Wayne first.
Isolation Zone A.
And I see they wasted no time.
The founders are wise in all things.
Yeah.
Did you know your psychographic profile is required reading for all Vorta field supervisors? It's quite a fascinating study. To say you've had an unusual career would be an understatement.
You know, it bugs me that the Dominion has been keeping tabs on me. It was that imbecile at the Alpha Jemadar that he talked.
I'm happy to hear it. Despite the delays, you're fulfilling your end of the deal adequately. I would like to remind you that the safety of the Founder is now your responsibility. If she is harmed, the Dominion will have no choice but to respond. I think you'll find that Karo Khan will be the least of your problems if that occurs.
Wayne, zip it with the threats. She's been here for, what, 30 years? I think we'll be fine. I really want to beat the tar at him. Yeah, that's what I thought. We have a guide path available if I needed it. I mean, I can follow a red line easily enough, but when I see a button like that sitting there, I can't help but press it. No. No, I'll call her when we get back down. I'm not about to call her before I'm at the bottom of these stairs. With my luck, she gets stuck on the stairs. Okay, regroup. You know, when they put that regroup button in there, that is probably the best quality of life addition in this game since
Main holding.
Since forever, practically. Why is there a force field here? Hello? Hello? Can I? Oh, I do see we have another red line going. Okay, so they're bound and determined to make this as crazy as possible. Oh, I'm curious. Don't you want to know who else is in prison?
Inmate 51099.
Got a Gorn here. 40 years. Tactical officer and battle leader of Gorn vessel Siyaza. I hope I pronounced that right. Captured by Starfleet personnel in Argelius system on stardate 86450.4. Convicted of murder of 17 non-combatant civilians in attack on SS Celestia. Remanded to New Zealand penal colony where he attacked and critically injured 2 guards. Transferred here for the remainder of his sentence. Not eligible for prisoner exchange.
Inmate 72604.
Alevant. 28 years. Hostile telepath. Apprehended on Lysithia on stardate 86302.4, convicted of hostile telepathy, mind control, and attempted murder of Central Bank of Lysithia official. Suspected of 8 attacks on financial officials in the Bolian sector. Previous conviction for mind control and robbery on Capella 4, where he used telepathy to read the mind of a Janus mining manager and gained access codes to the company's Topolane vaults. We have quite a distinguished list of visitors here, don't we?
Inmate 91407.
Mackin, Cardassian. Commander of True Away Sprite Team that attacked colony on Klystron 2. Convicted in fatal bombing of amusement center in Macarian City. Suspected in a string of attacks on Bajoran freighters and attempted infiltration of the USS Epirei. Incarcerated at the request of Cardassian government. All communications must be reviewed by Amara Larnian at the Cardassian Ministry of Justice. Got some over there too. We'll have to check that other side too. I don't have to, but I kind of want to. I just like to know who all has been so hard to be incarcerated here.
Inmate 79478.
Maybe this was the guy who was for the thing with Khan. James Fadi Mera, also known as Princep Khan. Augment. Yeah, this was the guy who was involved with the children of Khan. That other guy was part of one of the old missions back in the day for Starfleet. Leader of the radical augment group known as the Children of Khan. Born 2374 on Mars. Underwent accelerated cranial neural pathway engineering on Adithian Prime at age 8. Further enhancements to physical attributes, reflexes, vision, and stamina followed 2 years later. Subject exhibits extreme antisocial and psychopathic tendencies. Bipolar symptoms may be due to difficulty processing neural input. Manipulative to an extreme degree, caution is recommended in all interactions. Remanded to Lowe's Institute on Stardate 70773.7 for long-term therapy. While there, led a patient uprising that resulted in the deaths of all staff on site. The patients, now calling themselves the Children of Khan, then attempted to enter Romulan space. Apprehended on Stardate 84310.7, Mera is too dangerous to be housed in a psychiatric facility, remanded until suitable arrangements to make transfer possible. You can tell by the fact this guy had 3 pages of dialogue info here that he was going to be a somebody. Well, that never happened.
Inmate 7996.
Terrorists! Well, I wondered what became of you after you ran out of that, Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, I gotta open this one up and say hello. Commander of the Romulan warbird IRW Hakona, impressed with the discovery of the planet Iconia. Appointed as second-in-command of Fleet Command Tomalak in 2382, defected to the Imperial Romulan state a year later. Commander of remaining Romulan military forces after the destruction of the homeworld, named Praetor in 2394, deposed by Sela on Stardate 80957.96.
Access denied.
Aww, I really wanted to say hello. I feel cheated. But it's nice to have that loose end tied up, shall we say. Oh, what was that? Did you see that on the left? I know I did. It's a harvestable! Oh, that was satisfying. Now, let's see. This way, I think. And goody, more stairs. Well, I'm not entirely surprised. The Founder is probably the most dangerous being on board. Run, Wayun, run! Move those little legs! I'm having so much fun mocking this idiot. Okay, looks like we're turning off here. Lower the field, extend the walkway.
You may proceed. Isolation Zone B.
Let's enter in the authorization.
Extending walkway.
Oh, looks like there's another straight ahead one. Ah, this one's interesting. I can't pass up peeking.
Inmate 91856.
Oh, there's a Tholian in this one. Found an escape pod on Stardate 86187.4. Brought to Deep Space K7 for medical treatment. While I was there, it attempted to download info on ship movements and military capabilities. Bad guy. Bad, bad, bad. So, holding until negotiations with the Tholian government for repatriation are concluded. We're not going to open that cell door. Yay, I looked at all of them and I'm now an ISIS expert. Of course, technically it's not all of them.
Access granted.
Changeling. Notes: leader of Dominion forces during the Dominion War. Surrendered to Federation custody after the signing of the Treaty of Bethor. Rehabilitation and therapy efforts have been ineffective. Medical personnel not equipped to deal with changeling physiology. Utilize subroutine Bashir 98 before any examinations.
Access granted.
And we'll lower the force field. And there she is. The most dangerous being in prison here.
What do you want, Solid?
Weird get out of jail free card.
Time is meaningless. I will endure.
Yeah, we got a situation on DS9.
Since you are here asking for aid, your dilemma must be serious. At least for you. What are you prepared to offer in return for my assistance? And what guarantee do I have that you will fulfill your end of any bargain we might reach? I have little trust for your kind, and with good reason.
We can get you a bigger bucket.
What is that human saying? To learn about a people, learn how they treat their prisoners? I have been here for many years, and I have learned much in that regard. Solids are irrational, fearful creatures. You cannot be trusted.
You know, if I were a member of Starfleet, I would probably throw back her the fact that there have been Starfleet prisoners in Dominion facilities, and how they treated their prisoners was a lot worse than the way you've been treated, so you don't really have a whole lot of room to talk.
Time is meaningless.
So why'd you surrender?
Endure. My captivity was the price I paid for the life of my people. We were dying, infected with a virus created by Starfleet intelligence. Odo cured me, but when I linked with him, I knew that he needed his justice. Otherwise, he would have stayed with the Solids, stayed with that woman.
It had more to do with a certain section with which we are familiar.
Therefore, I surrendered myself so he would take the cure to the Great Link. Once he joined it, I knew he would never leave. I am immortal. A few years here is a minor inconvenience. Those lost years are worth far less than the prizes I've gained in return.
It's making it really hard to want to take her out of here.
I will endure.
Yeah, Forda came here with me.
Then you mean to release me? Interesting. The price of my freedom, I trust, will not be insignificant. I will trust you, despite my inclination to do otherwise. I will return to the Great Link and to Odo. We have much to discuss. Lead the way. I wish to see what you Solids have in store for me after all these years.
Yeah, let's go. Move it, move it.
Founder, your ordeal is at an end.
Wayoon, your line lives on. Good. Let us leave this place.
Oh crap.
Founder, we have taken DS9 in your name and are prepared to extend our campaign throughout the quadrant.
Things just got ugly.
Give your blessing to our victory. We are yours to command.
I know you, Karakan. Your fleet failed us in the battle for Deep Space Nine. We lost because you did not arrive.
The fleet was diverted, passing through the anomaly. We did not...
I need soldiers, Karakan.
Ow!
Not excuses. You failed the Dominion once.
Her arrogance actually works in our favor.
To do so again.
No, it can't. Ah! Attack! Kill everyone but the Founder!
Okay.
We are dead! We go into battle to reclaim our lives!
That's real bad.
I think not. Did you really think I came here alone? Loyal Jem'Hadar, defend your god. Kill these traitors.
You know, this just gets worse and worse. Now, of course, Karoken runs like... You know what? I think our best order of business is standing over here to the side. Basically, shoot everybody.
ISIS is offline. Emergency protocols engaged.
Oh, great. Captain, I've lost contact with the Tavellan. I'm detecting power failures all over the station, and there are signs of weapons fire. There's something blocking my sensors. I can't get a complete reading. We're near the secondary ISIS core. That might be the best place to determine what's happening and what we can do to get back to the ship. Awesome. Alright, let's get going.
ISIS is offline. Emergency protocols engaged.
Ever have a bad day?
Antechamber B. Secondary
Alright,
ISIS
let's
core.
see what we can find out.
Secondary ISIS core.
ISIS offline. Emergency protocols engaged. Security override. I'm sorry, it's not possible to override emergency protocols at this time.
ISIS is offline.
Primary
Emergency
ISIS core is
protocols
offline.
engaged.
Thank you. The secondary core has limited functionality. Until order is restored, facility 4028 is in lockdown. Holomatrices are offline, communications are blocked. Transporter inhibition field has been activated, and the shuttle bay is protected by Class 10 force field. Okay, how do I restore everything? 2 protocols are accepted to restore order in case of a catastrophic
ISIS
event.
is offline.
If prisoners are
Emergency
subdued using
protocols
either lethal
engaged.
or non-lethal protocols, you will then be able to reboot the primary ISIS core. Tell me about the lethal protocol.
Lethal option selected.
In case of a complete loss of control, Starfleet Command is authorized use of a lethal protocol. While the loss of life will be regrettable, it has been deemed preferable to allowing residents of Facility 4028 to escape. So in this case, we kill everybody. Tell me about the non-lethal protocol.
Non-lethal option
ISIS
selected.
is offline.
Emergency site-to-site transport is available. If you subdue prisoners and tag them for transport, I will be able to move them to a safe holding zone. When order is restored, you will be able to bring me completely back online. The holographic staff can take it from there. Well, you know, we'll do the non-lethal simply because it keeps you-know-who from complaining. Use console engineering. Okay, I'm curious. What happens if I use console engineering?
Emergency holomatrix control.
You found the controls for the emergency holomatrix. With your engineering training, you think you can do a partial reboot of the holomatrix and reactivate the prison's holographic riot guards. I like it! You'll need to realign the holomatrix circuits in the main holding to make it work, but this will give you an advantage against Karokan's forces and any inmates who are trying to escape. Was that it?
Emergency holomatrix control.
Yeah, so I need to find main holding. Keep the eyeballs open. This is clearly not main holding, so... In fact, I'm pretty sure that main holding is like all the way back to the beginning. Uh-oh. What'd I tell you? The riots have started. Drones.
Violence is against
Well, it's nice to have a founder actually working on my side for a change. Okay, put a tag on this guy.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
Tag you. And tag you.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
So far, so good. Oops. More guys here. Mortars. Plasma. Tag you.
Prisoner secured.
Tag
Transporting
you.
to safe zone now.
And that's everybody up here. Some more folks above. I love using telekinesis. More Demodar.
Weapons fire detected. Possession of weapons is a
I
violation
can tag
of
this
facility
guy.
regulations. Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
You know, I'm pretty sure I'm shooting down more people than I'm tagging.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
Scan the force field.
Access denied.
I seem to have missed somebody. Who did I miss? Ah! Didn't even see you being unconscious
Prisoner
standing
secured.
there.
Transporting to safe zone now.
That was everybody. Yay for the force field, because I could have gone the entire way and not noticed. Okay, that's not entirely true. I mean, they do have the goals here. I would have noticed that. Okay. Is main holding? No, it's not.
Inmates must return to their cells in an orderly fashion. Failure to
Oh,
do
right,
so
the
is
crazy
a
Gorn
violation
guy.
of facility regulations.
Can I say it's really good to have the founder on my side? Yeah, let's get this guy tagged right off the bat.
Transporting to safe zone now.
I mean, you're scary.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
Anybody else? I miss anybody? Oh, yes I did.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
Alright, let's go up. Who was in here again? Yeah, we have a number of open cells here. That's probably not good. Like, really not good.
Violence is against facility regulations. All inmates are ordered to return
Oh look,
to
a couple
their
more
cells.
inmates. Oh, that didn't look like it scratched him. Tag you.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to
you.
safe zone now.
Tag you, most definitely.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to
And
safe
shoot
zone
you.
now.
Okay, which way out? This way out. Main holding. Let me double check something. There was supposed to be a console somewhere.
Weapons fire detected.
There was
Possession of
supposed to be a
weapons is
console
violation
here
of
that was
facility
supposed to help us
regulations.
out. And again, it did look like we had guards there, so maybe they did get enabled. But there was supposed to be something I was able to activate here. To start, you know, having people help. It doesn't matter. We won the fight. Who cares? Whoops. Got ahead of myself there. Let's see. Where did I put my, Oh great, where did No go? No is literally in the wall. Let's tag the prisoner first before we,
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
Come out of the wall. There we are. Let's see, you're a tag.
Prisoner secured. Inmates must return to their cells in an orderly fashion.
You're a tag.
Failure to do so is a violation of the transport regulation zone now.
You guys are nuke targets. Oh, that's why you're not a prisoner. I would love to put him in prison, but can't.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone
This
now.
would be so much easier if I take the lethal option. It's just that, well, the founder annoys me.
Transporting to safe zone now.
All right. Oh yeah, the Undine. Sick 'em, Horta. Luckily, I'm using a shield that's psionic resistant. My Horta doesn't look like it's really done much of the job. I expected better out of the Horta.
Violence is against facility regulations. All inmates are ordered to return to their cells.
Yes, because I'm sure the inmates are paying attention.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
The good news is,
Prisoner
might be all.
secured. Transporting to safe zone now.
Still another prisoner left. Oh, it's Amar. Mr. I must have my research guy. We meet again. Now, this is an interesting situation. You should return to your cell. And why would I want to do that? No one is attacking me, the facility is in chaos, and given a little luck, I might be able to stroll out of the front door. By this time next week, I could be back in Klingon space continuing my research. Yeah, you know you're never going to get outside, right? Oh, really? I know this place has a space dock. We used it when I arrived. All I need to do is get a shuttle and escape. There's no way out, and I can't guarantee your safety unless you return to your cell. Stop your incessant yammering and let me think! You do have a ship in orbit, but so do the Jemadar, and there's a 90% chance that one or both of those vessels will fire out a ship into the facility. I could use the transporters, but there's an 86% chance that ISIS has cut off access. However, I could circumvent ISIS in approximately 3.2 minutes. Very well, I'll return to captivity, but only if you promise to report that I did so willingly. I need every advantage I can get if I am to continue my work.
Prisoner secured. Transporting to safe zone now. Primary ISIS core.
Okay, we made it. Let's get this thing back on. And it's the Warden! Welcome back, big guy. Welcome, Admiral. Is there anything I can do to assist you? Yeah, what's the last thing you remember? I see you, Admiral. It's just... Ah, there it is. Diagnostic cycle complete. It took a few seconds for ISIS to bring me completely back online. I apologize for the delay. Is there anything I can do to assist you? Can you handle everything here now? Certainly. Now that ISIS is online, getting the remaining prisoners back into their cells and settled down should be trivial. I've also contacted the closest starbase and requested an engineering team. We'll be back at peak operating capacity in no time. Thank you, Admiral, for your assistance. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been here. That's good. I want to take the Vorta and the Founder to go now. And it looks like we're going to need to actually walk to the transport pad this time. As opposed to, tapping and beating out. Well, I guess this is a prison. They probably would frown on this sort of thing. Hey, Wayun! We're gonna leave you. Oh, but the horse is still there. Let's beam back to our respective ships and. Oh yeah, Karokan's probably out there, isn't he? I keep forgetting about these tiny little details. It's probably not a bad sign that... Oh, there we go. Probably not good that it was taking that long to load. Captain, I'm detecting multiple Jemadar ships, and there are more on an intercept course. I'm contacting the fleet at Bajor, but I don't know if... Incoming hail, sir. It's the lead Jemadar ship. Karokan wants to speak to you. On screen.
Surrender the Founder and your pet, and you will survive, Captain. Refuse, and I will destroy your ship.
I wonder who the pet is. Wayun?
He's bluffing. He can't harm a Founder.
I can, and I will, Vorta. Victory is life.
Oh, that ain't good. When Jemadar break their programming.
Go to warp while you still can. We'll hold them off.
No! I will have the Founder! All ships, attack!
Captain! Shields at 47% and falling!
Evasive maneuvers. Pattern shown 6. Launch torpedoes! Full spread!
Sir!
We won't be able to hold them off forever, Captain!
Get the Founder back to DS9 now. I'm going here. And that kind of leaves Captain Sean in a bad place, doesn't it? Three, two. That could have gone better, but I know you did the best you could. A check of facility 4028 shows several prisoners unaccounted for. Most will be able to pick up with ease, but there are 2 missing high-priority inmates missing. Terrace. Ah! Sorry. And someone named James Fadi Mera. That would be the Children of Khan guy. I don't know anything about Mera, but Terrace had help. And An Iconian energy signature was detected near herself. She could be anywhere now. Rescue teams are already in the Ayala system, looking for survivors from the battle. The Jemadar took some hits too, but from what we know, Kairokan made it back to DS9. This isn't over yet. So, let's grab our Jemadar officer. And the next mission is Boldly They Rode. And if you understand the reference to that, you know what that means. But we will not be getting to that tonight because we are beginning to approach the 10 o'clock hour. First, however, we are going to have a new member of the crew. Marara Talon. That's a pretty cool name. We'll stick with it. You'll notice that we can't customize his uniform. This is an old style Jemadar, so he is as he is. Not like the Jemadar that you can build when you do the Gamma arcs and recruit Jemadar bridge officers and stuff like that. Although I'm not entirely sure how non-Jemadar recruit Jemadar. I'm sure there's a way. Probably a loot box. Don't know it right now, and doesn't really matter that much to me, to be honest. Maybe a DS9. Now you'll notice we made no progress on any of the endeavors. Actually, that can't be right because it's showing personal, but it's not showing any universal. There were no universal. Oh, I wonder if the oh no, that would have been yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I feel like I should have had a universal endeavor. And if it were a week kind of thing, it should have been back. I don't know. Oh, but I do have perk points. I didn't even see that from the last time around. Why don't we spend that perk point and see what we can get out of it? I can either have control resists, which improves my resistance to movement and targeting impairment effects. I can increase my ranged weapon damage, and this would actually be step 2 out of, I don't know, is that 20? I wasn't counting. 15? Doesn't matter. So I would be doing 8% more damage instead of the 4% I'm doing now, and this affects all my characters. And then max health on ground to help hit points. You know, this is really a toughie. If I understood what that +2 meant. But we're going to go with damage because damage is still king. And now my ranged weapons will do 8% damage above and beyond what they do now. And I've got 20,000 to go for my next perk point, and I'm not entirely sure how much these things actually reward. I wonder if that's why I didn't have any universal endeavors. I feel like I should have had one because I'm pretty sure, I don't really recall, but it's been a week. I don't know what the timer on that is. I'd have to look it up. I feel kind of bad about that, but not much. What we will do is work our way back to DS9. I mean, sure, I could do that now. I mean, do that with the beginning of the next episode. But we are already overdue, shall we say. So we'll hoof it to Fedor, take advanced quantum slipstream. And since it's basically letting me move at transwarp speed 38.5 for a full minute, I should get there in, well, a minute. While perking it. Now, all that said, I'm not sure I'm ready to take Tobin off of the list yet. What's this guy's ground abilities? Oh, not his. His. Photon grenades, sweeping strikes, lunge, and smoke grenade. Well, you know what? It's interesting enough that we'll boot Tovin off the bridge, the ground team, and put in Jemadar. Plus, as an additional bonus, I'm pretty sure that if I look hard enough, I'll see he has Jemadar. I have a Ketracel White to give him. And I have all this extra armor. And extra shields. Actually, let's get one of the better shields. He does not, however, have a better weapon. I mean, if I give him a phaser, I'm doubling his damage. You know what? I'm going to make the sacrifice. I'm going to give him the Polaron weapon that I'm using, so that he's at least using a weapon that he's familiar with. Of course, that leaves me short-handed as far as weaponry goes. What do we got? Expose attack, expose attack, expose attack, expose attack. It's just like a pattern. Expose attack, expose attack, expose attack. Seriously? Seriously? Exploit attack. You know what I'll do? I'm going to go to Reputation, and I'm going to go to New Romulus, and I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to take a look at weapons here. I've got 63,000 dilithium. Why don't I use some of that? High density beam rifle, knockback, and something else. Plasma damage proc. I'll pick that up. And there. That's my primary rifle weapon. Oh yeah, and the Dominion Duty Officer cadre. Let's make sure that I have room for them. How many officers do I have? 89? Yeah, I'm good. So I've gotten a Vorta and a pair of Jem'Hadar now working on my Duty Officer crew. And if I actually did anything with Duty Officers anymore, I really should start doing that again. I mean, it's not like I need the XP, but there's plenty of room to improve on this stuff, and it's no big deal. I'm not too worried. Alright, and with that, we have reached the end of tonight's episode of Star Trek Online. Next week, we will conclude the final episode of The Lost Dominion. But we still won't quite be ready to do the final Dyson Spear arcs yet, because there's another little thing that's worth running that isn't on the main list either. And we'll get to that next week. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoy doing the streams, even if you happen to come upon this after the event. I can't rule out the possibility that someone will watch this as a video later on. I will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Wednesday to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. I also do a Star Citizen stream on Saturdays from 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern. All the stuff is on my schedule on my channel page, and it will probably translate to your local time zone if you look at the schedule page. Until then, this is Korath Landwalker, signing off. Thanks for watching.